Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a guide on how to arch loop. A few weeks ago, I made a Buster looping guide, and I wanted to follow it up with an arch looping guide. So, in this video, I'm going to go over the basic structure of a arch looping team, and then I will go over the pros and cons of arch looping, and then I will also throw in some different servants that can arch loop / what it looks like to loop with some different servants. So let's get right into it. So of course I'm on JP. Most of the components are in NA already. JP is just my most built account. For this first thing, I'm going to be showing you Space Ishtar, since she is MP2 right now, but she's not as cracked out as some of my other characters I'll show later, and also she's pretty popular, and she's in NA right now, which one of my other characters I'm going to show later is not in NA right now. So I will talk about the team. Compared to Buster looping, you typically do not need any other backline character, which is really nice compared to Buster looping. You pretty much just need these two girls. CASTORIA, of course you know her. She is the best character in the game, basically. And she enables arch looping very, very well. So, of course, if you'll see in the Buster video, you needed a backline battery. You don't actually need that. In this video, you don't have to look at any of the people in the backline. The backline does not matter. It's just the front three, basically. There's a little, nuance to that, but we'll talk about that later. So, I'm just going to go into the fight and kind of talk about the different skills and stuff. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are in the fight. Of course, I'm doing more XP stuff because I got to get some XP. So, let me explain what CASTORIA's skills do a little bit, and then I will talk about how this all works and stuff. So, CASTORIA's skills. Her first skill is a charisma skill that gives 30% battery to the whole party. Her second skill is a 20% targetable battery that also gives NP gen up to everyone in the party, and that is one of the more important things for this. And then the last thing is a 50% arch up targetable buff, which is of course very powerful, as I'm sure you might be aware. So basically the premise is you want to stack a lot of the buffs and a lot of the stuff onto your arch looper, and then you just click the blue button 3 times. So I'm going to kind of show how this works. Ishtar is interesting because she has really good skills, which I'll show you right now. So obviously she has her charisma. You can choose, the cards. So we're going arch. I haven't used this Space Ishtar in a while, actually. And then she also has a 50% battery as well. So that takes away the need for some other stuff, which we'll get into later. But 50% battery, we're at 100. I'm going to buff Space Ishtar with my arts up, which of course so far it's kind of similar, right? So far we're kind of similar clicks and stuff to Kama, right? Or sorry, Kama, to Buster looping. I'm thinking too far ahead. To Buster looping, right? So what I want to get across while I'm showing you how to arch loop is that Buster looping is more simple in the fact that you just do these things, you just click these buttons, and then you don't have to improvise or do anything really, as long as you just follow the pattern for multiple characters. Basically, it's kind of interchangeable, and that the damage is high. However, you do need plug suit, and you need like another charger, basically, and stuff. Arts is interesting because you don't really need a like backup charger, but there are instances where you're going to have to improvise. So I will show you right now. We're at 60% right now, specifically. So that is 2 of CASTORIA's second skills, and that gets us to 100. That may be different for you, and that's a big thing, because arch looping is all about your NP regen, or sorry, your NP refund on your AoE NP. So, because Ishtar is really good, she got 60% back. She didn't, and it just takes 2 skills, so we're going to click it again. And on these good characters, you're going to see you don't really have to worry. I will show you some characters where you might have to micromanage and improvise here soon. But yeah, I think arts looping is easier from a... in some cases, right, is easier from a having certain servants and stuff standpoint, since you only need CASTORIA and your looper, basically. However, here's the example. So we're at 87. Thankfully, we have 2 charges left. I mean, honestly, we just clicked this twice because this is the last wave. And we're good. We're just going to pump it up. Obviously, we're imagining that there's 3 guys here, but I need to farm some XP. So I would recommend arts looping to people that just want they just want to get CASTORIA and their favorite arts looper or whatever, and then just invest heavily into the arts looper, which we'll talk about in a second about the investment aspect of it. So now that I showed you Space Ishtar, I kind of want to show you another character that is slightly weaker than Space Ishtar to kind of give you a gauge of some of the weaker, big quotes, arts NP loopers, and how it will look different than Buster looping in terms of having to, what I like to say, improvise and give charge and stuff too. So let's show. So this is Bacon. I like bacon, but it's Bakin. I don't know. Anyway, she will come out. She came out last year for JP, so that'll be NA 1-year math. Anyway, so I'll show you some of her skills are, as you can see, arts buffs. And she has a 30% battery, so that's kind of important. So I will show you how I do it. Give the buffs. So see, we're not at 100, and we have a 50% battery. Well, we can just give the second skill, one of them, and click the button. Let's see what happens. I like her MP. Her MP looks really cool. She kind of flew under the radar. I think she has a really cool design, actually. The Dragon Balls. Make your wish. I'm almost positive that's not the lore, but... So, as you can see, we got 63% back. 63 is an interesting number, right? Because we use 20%, and we only have 2 30% and 1 20% left. So, we're just going to click the Charisma, and then click the targetable one, and it goes over a little bit. But we're going to be fine, because we got another NP Gen buff, and we should get to 70%, which will get us to that last threshold of the last our CASTORIA skill we have available. So we will make a wish on the Dragon Balls again. Of course, this also, another thing about arts looping is it's dependent on how much, damage and class advantage and stuff you do. There's a lot more that goes into the math and stuff. So, of course, we got exactly 70%. That was a little scary. I feel like we might have not had that, but, and then we will just end it. But there's a lot more math and such that goes into it that makes it a little bit harder than Buster looping to determine who can loop, right? So that was an NP1 bacon. So next I'm going to show you... Imagine we killed this person. Okay, we got it. The dog. What the dog doing? Next I want to show you a super invested character. And kind of show you the positives of having a super invested arts looper, and why I prefer arts looping a lot more to Buster looping. So we'll do that right now. Alright, here we are with level 120, NP3, with the Black Grail, Summer Kama. She is coming out soon in NA. This is not a video to tell you who you should summon or not, but Summer Kama is probably my most used servant in the game, besides CASTORIA, and I will show you why. So, while I show you what's going on, I kind of want to talk about why the positives of arts looping that I personally think is that arts looping scales better with the investment you put into your looper, right? So Buster, of course, it scales well because you get more damage, you know, and damage is really good, of course. But with arts, investing, and by that I mean, you know, putting more NP levels into them and summoning for them more and getting higher NP levels. It lets you also have an easier time looping with certain enemies and stuff, right? You just get more NP back, you do more damage, yada yada. It just feeds into itself, you know. And there are also very, very strong, basically universal, that's not the right word, like extra class arch loopers. So that's your Space Ishtars, your Summer Kamas, and, well, I guess she's not extra. I guess she's not extra class, but your Summer Ibukis, which come out soon. And it is very easy to just go, okay, hey, here's CASTORIA, pick up CASTORIA. Here's my favorite NP arch looper, well, in this case for me, Kama, pick up a few copies over time, and then I just get to use that character for like 95% of content, use that setup for 95% of content, and save my other courts for characters I want to get, right? With Buster, I feel like you can't really do that since you would need, most of the time you need Koenskaya, your looper, your person. Sometimes you do need extra NP copies, right? Like what we talked about Arc Ruid on the first video. And then you also sometimes need Oberon too. And that's just a lot, you know. I think Arts also has a lot better support to transition into like challenge quest content. Like we have Proto Merlin on the screen right here. She's a very strong Arts challenge quest focused, I would say, support. Not necessarily farming and gives a lot of battery type character. But that's kind of why I like Arts a lot more than Buster, and, you know, haven't talked about the green card at all, you know, this video, which hopefully Anniversary will change that. But, yeah, I think that's my thoughts on Arts versus Buster. I would say if you're like a new player, most of the time I would recommend, hey, get CASTORIA. Of course, also CASTORIA is just one of the best characters in the game anyway for all content, right? Like Coin Skies, of course, is nice, but she's just basically a Buster support. And yeah, another aspect is, hey, Oberon also works with Arts as well. Unfortunately, you know, I don't have Oberon. I have Oberon on NA now, but that is another thing too that works, is just being able to gel some other stuff and put all together in Arts, which you can't really do with Buster, you know? So yeah, that's what I have to say about Arts looping and kind of Arts in general, I guess, that got into Arts in general. Why I think it's the strongest card tape right now. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions in the comments, please let me know. Basic overview, once again, is you just take your looper, which I will do a video next video hopefully will be a video about who can Buster, or sorry, Arts loop, right? So we did, you know, of course, last time we did a basic Buster looping guide, then we did a who can Buster loop. Same thing, we're gonna do a who can NP loop, and I will, spoilers, it will be less characters, you know, since, like we said, Buster looping is very static, I would say. You know, here's the charge, here's the yada yada. If you have 50%, you're golden. If you have less, here's what you can do, yada yada. You know, Arts is not like that. Arts is very fluid. Arts is very just gotta test it out, gotta look it up, gotta research type stuff. So that'll be next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it or want to subscribe or see other videos like this, please do that. That'd be sick. And yeah, thank you for all the support. We're almost at 300 subscribers, which is insane. Last thing, we're almost at the anniversary. I will be streaming and doing content for the anniversary if you want to check that out. I think it sounds like it's going to be a big one. You know, it sounds like it's going to be a big one. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of NA, you know, stream stuff, you know, a lot of craziness going on, it seems. So you definitely want to be in the know and in the loop. And yeah. All right. Bye-bye.